Edwards Virginia Smokehouse presents the Cured Meat Podcast. Today's question is, can you age a ham for too long?
A ham, if you've gotten used to a ham tasting a certain way, whether it's 70 days, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 4 years, that's the flavor profile you're targeting. To age a ham 4 years, it needs to be a monster ham to begin with. I mean, 30, 35 pounds, maybe bigger. Also needs to be heavily marbled, like from a Berkshire or a Big Black or an Iberico, because that heavy fat content marbled through the meat can help withstand that long aging. In addition to that, typically you wouldn't want to keep a ham like that in a temperature controlled room with heat the whole time. You would want to target more of an ambient temperature type aging room where literally every year the ham would go through the seasonal changes each year. Depending on where you have the hams hanging, it would probably be helpful though to seriously have great insect control. For 4 years, it's really hard to, if you're trying to do this at home, to keep the insects off of it, and it'll ruin a ham. Just one fly will. So, but eventually the ham will get, I've heard people aging hams 5 years. I know they have other people. We literally, when we moved from one location to another, I was crawling through climbed up into some of the older aging rooms that we had and found 2 or 3 hams still hanging up in there from who knows how long. And I went to go pick them up, and they looked like they were originally probably in the 20-pound range. And when I went to pick them up, they were light as a feather. They had literally lost all of their moisture, and eventually I'm guessing that some mites or cheese mites type, microscopic type bugs got into them, and it literally sucked all the moisture out, and the hams were like petrified, but super light. Probably weighed half their original fresh weight and dry and hard as a brick, which told me that they probably had been up in there for 25 years. Who knows how long. Obviously not palatable. Even if I'd have soaked them in water and tried to rehydrate them, I don't think they would have come back. But I know that we've aged hams for 4 years, and they came out really nice, really nice. So yeah, it depends on your flavor profiles you're targeting, but I can't give you much experience past 4 years.
Yeah, there is one. I think it's the oldest ham out there on record is in a plastic case somewhere with like 200 and some odd years on it. You wouldn't want to go near that one, but there was, I guess it was the Summer Fancy Food Show in New York in 2015 or 2014 when we had those Surianos, those bone-in Surianos that had gone 3 years age on them. And it was interesting because the meat had certainly gotten darker with the extra age on it. The flavor profile was really intense. And I think one of the most enjoyable things about that whole show was some gentlemen from Spain came down who were showing off a $3,000 3-year aged Serrano ham, and I took them through ours. And by the time we got to the 3-year ham, they were less than pleased and shared some prime Spanish words for me and walked away from the booth, and it made it all worthwhile.
There's many factors that go into what is the prime age that the ham should be pulled to be consumed. Again, depending on the flavor profile you're looking for, but if the ham was too small to begin with to be aged to past a year, even if you start off with a 12-pound ham and age it for over a year, it's going to get too dry and blocky and hard. If it was a super lean ham too. But if you started off again with a very large ham, 30 pounds, and aged it for 4 years, and it had a lot of marbling, and you didn't have it in an aging room at 85 degrees the whole time, it's not going to get too dry. It's going to hold up well and even longer. I have no reason. It's not going to spoil. It's so many things that can impact what dries a ham out, to what makes it past its prime. Again, humidity, temperature, the condition of the ham that you put in salt to begin with, the marbling, i.e. the breed, what the hog was fed. So if the question becomes, if the question is how long is a ham, can you age it? I guess my answer would be, just if you want one answer, if you go to cut it and you can't with a knife, it's too far. It's too long. It's too late. And you can actually have on one side of a ham, the non-cushion side, it'll get too dry and hard, but the cushion side will still be fine. Especially once you get past, and of course, if the ham has skin all the way down the back of it, not skinned or collared, the ham will hold up a lot longer aging. But again, it's not going to spoil. It's just eventually going to get so dry and hard you can't cut it.
Got a cured meat question? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.